It is fun to be a tourist in your own city. I'm going to do some touristy things.
Just like all the great cities in the world, Mumbai too offers myriad experiences.
Sarah?
I have decided to indulge in just a few that cover my interests.
I mean, when you look at me, you think I'm a full-time foodie.
Cheers! What's going for?
Sightseeing, shopping, architecture, and of course, food. Mumbai. People know it as a city that never sleeps. There's a romantic charm in being a tourist in your own city. To switch off your phone and just meander through the places you see regularly but experience rarely. Today, we will experience a side of Mumbai that is glamorous.
Welcome home, welcome to my state, and welcome to my most favorite city in this whole wide world, Mumbai. Year 2024 will mark 100 years of completion of Gateway of India.
Mumbai is one of the most interesting places in India. I have decided to show this most iconic representation of India, the Gateway of India.
I've been living in Mumbai for past 15 years, but this is my very first time that I see Gateway of India up close and personal. I'm really thrilled to be here.
Built in Indo-Saracenic style, the structure is an arch made out of basalt, 26 meters high. The final design of George Whitted was sanctioned in 1914 and the construction of the monument was completed in 1924. The Gateway of India is located in the waterfront at Apollo Bandar area at the end of the Chhatrapati Shivaji Marg in South Mumbai, and it overlooks Arabian Sea.
It is fun to be a tourist in your own city, so here I am and I'm going to do some touristy things. Dada, हमारी फोटो खींचिए. See? Arey wow, very nice. The most iconic picture. I had never imagined I would take a picture like this coming here, but I've done it today and I'm very happy. It's a must-have when you visit Mumbai and Gateway of India.
Living in the suburbs of Mumbai, I rarely get time to come to town, which happens to be my favorite part of the city. But whenever I'm here, shopping at the Colaba Causeway is a must-do.
Street shopping or high street shopping? Well, I'm a sucker for street shopping. Sara, let's shop.
The name Colaba has been derived from the Kolabhat, which means the estate of Kolis, as we call it in Marathi, the original inhabitants of that area.
Huh? 450.
The street is famous for street shopping or artifacts and local products ranging from hand-woven carpets to local perfumes.
There's no place for trials, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure my neck. Yes, it does fit my neck, so this will fit me. Fixed rate, 800 रुपया. ले लेते हैं. Thank you. Come. We Indians are huge fans of jewelry, gems and stones. I think it's quite evident. Being a Marathi mulgi, I love my jewels and I'm very possessive about them. Let's check out what this store has for us. I'm going to meet 3 generations of the owner of Amar Gems, and here they are. Hello, Manoj.
Hi. My father,
Namaste.
Kanayalal Punjabi.
Namaste.
My daughter, Tanya Punjabi.
Hi, Tanya.
And you know me.
Hi, Manoj.
Hi.
What's your specialty?
My specialty is color gemstones.
Wow.
This is our design. Beautiful Colombian emerald.
It's so shiny and nice.
Fire opal.
Oh, the texture is amazing. South Sea pearls. Wow. That's a stone. If you're looking for a high-end jewelry fix, this is your place. Thank you. It was lovely being here. You are as lovely as your gems. Thank you.
Always welcome.
A very interesting fact that came to be known to me recently. Until the 19th century, the causeway was only accessible during low tides. Along this street are some of India's favorite restaurants and cafes like Delhi Darbar, Piccadilly, Leopold, Mondegar, and so on. Colaba has many art and artifact shops to cater to tourists and local shoppers.
What is the speciality of this place?
What makes us special and unique is that we have customization possible over here to the T. Like, you know, the swing seat that you're sitting on has been made by us.
Do you mind showing me around? Wow.
That's solid wood with brass fitting. And this is our masterpiece.
Yes.
There's not a nail on this. You know, the old pieces, they're so gorgeous. The work at the back is as beautiful in the front.
I would want to see the oldest piece
one.
that
Okay.
you have. This is the oldest piece.
Yeah, that's the oldest one. So
And
every
this
category.
is the oldest wooden piece
one
that they have.
Hanji. And then when you come to textiles, these are old pieces taken from old bridal garments.
Oh.
We collect these old kurtas, which are 80, 90, 100 years old, and then if they're in a damaged condition, we make different things out of it. Each cap will have a minimum of at least 200 to 300 such stitches. Perfect. These are diyas in brass.
Monica, through her work here, is keeping our Indian tradition alive. And she's also giving opportunities for our Indian artisans to keep their love for art alive. You don't always have to buy anything from this place, but knowing that everything here is handmade is a gift in itself. You know what is as good as street shopping? Street food. And I am heading to Cow Gully, as the locals call it.
With a hectic schedule that I feel blessed work-wise, I do fall short on time when I can enjoy a hearty vada pav. And what better place to fulfill my cravings than Cow Gully?
I'm going to meet somebody special who's going to take me through the Cow Gully. Let's see who it is. Hi, Harsh.
Hello, Sai. Good to see
Finally.
you. Finally, we get to meet.
I really want your brief introduction so that we know who you really are.
So my name is Harshvardhan. I'm the co-founder at a tourism collective called No Footprints. We do tours in Bombay and Delhi. As I say, I'm a part-time walk leader, a part-time entrepreneur, and clearly...
And a part-time foodie.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at me, you think I'm a full-time foodie. But yeah, I call myself a part-time foodie because, you know, I do historic walks, heritage walks, as well as my favorite food walks.
I've starved myself since morning and I can't wait to eat.
Yeah, you need to go and eat because after that you'll be tired of eating.
Yes, sure. I'm all set. Let's go.
The concept of street food in any city, especially a city which has a lot of migrants, is very popular. And gastronomic history of Bombay is very, very interesting, right? And we're going to be, you know, tasting.
Does vada pav count in it?
Of course. How can you be?
It's my favorite.
How can we be in Bombay
And trust
not
me,
a vada
I
pav?
haven't had a vada pav since almost 3 years.
Correct. That's clearly not my problem.
Harsh, if you wanted to explain what a vada pav is
Correct.
for people who are not from India.
You know, people will hate me right now, okay, if I
Why?
say this, because I always call it the Bombay burger and people are like, you cannot call it the Bombay burger. And you can't. So it's essentially pav and it's got this patty, aloo patty that's deep fried and drunk.
And potato tastes better. In fact, the best when it's fried.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially when it's
Back
fried
on.
with the right masalas.
Please don't forget to have a green chili.
Yeah, green chili, that's the best. So when you look at the vada pav, I just think that's Bombay in a nutshell. Historically, culturally, just comes together and you know, it's absolutely delicious.
Let's go.
So let's go.
Cheers!
Yes. Wow!
What's going for? My heart is full.
Yeah.
What is next on the menu?
So the next thing that we're going to go to is of course has pav because there's no Bombay without pav. Next place that we're going to eat is some pav bhaji.
Pav bhaji. Let's go. The potpourri of the local food stalls which serve chaat and local delicacies have authentic and old world charm that is hard to replace. Harsh, we are ready for you.
Right.
Woo!
Oof, look how beautiful that looks.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The pav bhaji is what we call food that was built for the workers. This is during the time of the cotton mills. So a lot of traders would wait for the cotton prices to come out at 3 a.m. in the night because it would come out from the US. So what they did was took the last night's vegetables, made a mash out of it, like a mashed vegetable, and then they would serve it with, of course, something that was conveniently available, which was pav.
Wow. When in India, keep your hands clean because we do everything with our hands.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, there's so much hustle bustle here, and when I want that oasis of calm, right, I have a great place that I go to. It's called the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangrahalaya, or the CSMBS Museum.
Wow.
Yeah, it's on the periphery of the Wellington Circle, and I think you'll really love it.
Salah?
It's been years since I've lifted a history textbook, but now I'm at a phase in life where interest and intrigue for knowing my culture has grown tremendously. The museum holds over 70,000 works of artistic and historical relevance ranging from prehistoric to post-independence in India.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Mrinalini, right?
Yes.
Well, my mother's name is also Mrinalini.
Oh,
I'm
that's great to
delighted
hear
to
that.
be here. Where do you want to take me first?
To our sculpture gallery.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Salah. Salah.
The museum was earlier called the Prince of Wales Museum of Western India and later renamed in honor of the great Maratha warrior Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. The building itself represents a confluence of Indian and Western architecture.
This city is home to millions of people, and each one of those people have their own unique stories and dreams. That's who we are. That's what we are made of. I'm so glad that I took out some time today to see my city in a different light, soak in its sun, hear its waves. Today, I'm taking a pocket full of memories with me that I shall cherish for years to come.